right now, I'm thinking of something that happened just last week when I gave my friend a tiny gift. The moment they smiled, wow. I feel this joy inside me that I can't really describe, and it made me wonder why I feel this way so often. And that's the point. I'm generally optimistic about the future, or simply put, I'm happy, and I hope everyone here is mentally healthy as well. So, are you happy? Either yes or no, I like to share something that can make everyone happier. So here it is, the formula to happiness. Happiness equals altruism minus expectation plus personal meaning times the frequency of acts. Happiness equals gifting. Yes, one of the biggest contributors to my happiness isn't a hobby or an achievement. It's gifting that abides the rules of happiness. But before we dive into that, I'd like to tell you a bit about myself. I admit it, I gift a lot, and I really mean it. In grade 2, I drew 18 cards for my friends. For graduation, I made posters depicting my friends' hobbies and personalities. At Christmas, I made keychains for friends of my lovely community. Portraits, pastries, cards, those are in the hundreds already. And looking back, that seems like something. But those are the contributors to my happiness. And I wonder why. What happens when someone gifts someone? And where does this happiness come from? I thought back to my first gifting event, the 18 cards for my friends. The act of appreciating someone, writing and drawing personalized messages or cards feels wonderful. You see, gifting releases dopamine and oxytocin, chemicals in the brain that make you feel happy. When my friends received my gifts and smiled, I feel their joy reciprocate. Psychologists call this emotional cognition, where the joy of others can feed your own. And I was so happy until my birthday. I had done so many things for others, but what have they done for me? I mean, I got gifts, but not as many as I expected. And to be honest, I was quite upset about this. I had poured my heart into gifting, but didn't get the same in return. And man, I thought I'd have made a huge mistake. And what is that mistake? I found my answer in a classroom around a few months ago. My friend and I were conducting a kindness workshop where we were teaching the concept of kindness to grade 2 students. We assigned them a task where they had to make flowers as a symbol of kindness, and they were encouraged to give it to their friends or themselves. I observed that these grade 2s were really excited about the task, and I wondered why, until I realized it would be Mother's Day the next day, and they were really doing it for this special occasion. So I wonder, is this true kindness, true happiness, true gifting, or what even is this? Until I realized that expectation is a problem after all. When we give with an expectation of a holiday, of recognition, of something in return, it can be quietly harmful. This is the difference between extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. I realized that I've been giving with extrinsic motivation, which I had expected something back. But true intrinsic motivation, on the other hand, which is giving for the pure joy of the act itself, does not come with that pain. And to apply this to a broader context, too often we give for a reward, or because tradition tells us we should. Think again, Mother's Day, Christmas, Chinese New Year, etc., which really creates a harmful loop of obligatory acts that really diminish the joy of gifting. And yet, even with this danger of expectation, I assert you that gifting can be one of the strongest sources of happiness. So the real question is, how can we gift in a way that truly makes us happy? So I reevaluated my ways of giving and came up with this formula. Happiness equals altruism minus expectation plus personal meaning times the frequency of acts. Happiness equals gifting. Let's dive in. Giving without expectation, the first variable, true altruism is minusing expectation from the act. Don't anchor your joy to what you might give back, what you might get back. And it is really important that we keep the first variable a positive one here. So we're going to try our best to minimize the expectation here. And now we have that, we can plus it with personal meaning. The most meaningful gifts aren't expensive. They're thoughtful. Notice the small details and let your gift reflect what you see in that person. And now we have that fairy dust. We can times it with the frequency of acts. You see, happiness compounds through frequency. Even a small gesture, a small note, a small card, a small pastry can stack up to something really powerful. And that's why the frequency of acts is a multiplier here, because when you do it more often, it can be truly amazing. And there we have it, the formula of happiness. It sounds simple, and it really is. And after learning about the formula of happiness, I hope that everyone here can think that happiness is an easy thing to achieve. Either way, giving doesn't mean losing a piece of yourself. It doesn't have to be tied to a specific occasion. You can do it just because. And of course, before giving to others, always remember to give to yourself first. No one said that the formula of happiness only applies to others. Anyway, do that, and I think you'll be very happy. Thank you.